Yeah, yeah. Mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. What's up, what's up, what's up, y'all? I think we good now. I think we good now. But we gonna make sure. We gonna make sure. We gonna make sure. Okay, we live. They saying we live. I think we good now. Okay. But we gonna make sure. We gonna make sure. We gonna make sure. Okay, we live. They saying we live. Okay. But we gonna make sure. We gonna make sure. We gonna make sure. Okay, we live. They saying we live. Mike, check 1 2. What's up? What's up, Joshua? Carlin, what up? I see y'all, man. I see y'all. I see y'all. I see y'all. Let me see if we on Twitter. See if we on Twitter, y'all. Okay, we on Twitter. Let me see if we on Facebook. I didn't have it live, man. I had it set up wrong. I had it set up wrong. So okay, for whatever reason, it still ain't on Facebook, but we on everything else. It's cool. I'm cool. I'm cool. I'm cool. I'm cool. Man, welcome, 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 man. Welcome to the YouTube channel, man. It's Primus, bro. Y'all hit that like button, man. Yeah, I get that like button, bro. I know y'all been seeing all over the media. They've been talking about the lawsuit that I filed, that my attorneys filed on my behalf. You know, sometime, bro, you gotta do what you gotta do for you, man. You know what I'm saying? And this is a situation where I had to do what I had to do for me and mine. You know what I'm saying? And standing up for yourself is always, you know, the right thing to do. Cause if you don't, people gonna try to do whatever they could do to you, man. And you know, ain't nobody gonna care if you don't care. You feel me? So I had to go ahead on and file a lawsuit. I try to settle this situation, you know what I'm saying? Appreciate that super chat, Crystal. I try to settle this situation, man, with these guys, bro. Months ago, you know, when the situation first happened. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, bro. Y'all hit that like button, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all in here, y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. Um, yeah, man. So, you know, I try to do everything to avoid going to court. Now we got to go through a whole process that might take 13 to 16 months, 18 months. You know, I done been through this rodeo before. This about my third time having to deal with a lawsuit situation, you know what I'm saying? And to be honest, man, it's not even a fun thing to do. You know, I would rather not have to, you know, file no type of paperwork in no courts and have to deal with that under no circumstances, bro. You know what I'm talking about? these dudes try to lie on me, you know, and all of that could have been avoided, dog. You know what I'm saying? But that ain't what they chose to do for whatever reason. So I'm gonna bring y'all back the backstory, and then we gonna get into the paperwork. You know what I'm saying? Um, I'm not gonna speak on certain things because of the lawsuit, but we gonna get into the complaint and everything that's in black and white as much as I could. You know what I'm saying? And whatever I don't get to, you know, we'll probably touch on it later or whatever. I just came off the road, man. I had a show last night in South Carolina. Got a show tonight in Atlanta. So, you know, I stopped at his house and to fill his obligation that I said I was going to do at 1 o'clock. All right, so July of this year, we had a situation on the Cash Money 30th anniversary tour. We had a show in Nashville. The show in Nashville was supposed to go, and it didn't go because the promoter of that show didn't have no money. And the crazy, strange thing, before we got to Nashville, that same situation, the promoter in Nashville tried to pull the same thing with the booking agent. You know what I'm saying? Of me being a security threat, of the reason why they had to change the venue. Right? So the managers and everybody on the phone, nobody buying that because everybody want their money at this time. It's a different promoter. You know. So they call themselves moving the venue. And before I went to Nashville, I was constantly making sure that everything was all right before I made the blank trip, right? I felt there was something strange. So we went on and went to Nashville from Memphis. It's a 3-hour ride. Anyway, we get there. I'm feeling like it ain't nothing that gonna happen, right? Because the promoter was playing games when he tried to say I was a threat. And I'm the reason that the venue had to get moved. But the whole time, come to find out, he didn't never pay no insurance. So this promoter and the booking agent plotted on me in Nashville. That show ain't never go because the promoter, for some strange reason, wound up getting locked up. You know what I'm saying? And to make a long story short, that show didn't go, right? But prior to that show, we had shows with some other promoters, the promoters who are named in this lawsuit, Dope Shows. The booking agent is ABA, Artist by Artist Agency. They sent the email to my manager, who's my wife, and told her that they wanted me to take a reduction. And they had then told this to the booking agent months ago. But the booking agent, supposed to have my best interests, never relayed the message to me. I only got the word a day of the show. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, not getting paid in Nashville, I most definitely want all my money going Cleveland, Chicago, Detroit, with these other promoters. You feel me? So I rejected the offer. When I rejected the offer, I told them, but I'm open, you know, to hear if y'all got anything else. Man, that was at 1 o'clock. The dude from Dope Shows texted my wife back and was like, due to the fact that these shows not selling, this is my best offer. So we like, man, we reject. 4 hours later, we didn't check the email until like 5 that morning. But 5 that evening, 4 hours later from me rejecting that offer, Dope Shows sent a letter to my booking agent, allegedly, saying that they terminating my contract. I'm in breach of contract because of security threat, security breach with BG. So instantly, we send them an email back. And everything is in the exhibit that I'm about to get to y'all, you know what I'm saying, read and whatever. Saying that I was prepared, I was ready, you know what I'm saying, bop. Because in reality, they supposed to send you a notice 5 days and give you time to cure that notice before they can, even if it was a security threat, which it wasn't, we gonna get to that. They supposed to notify me that in 5 days notice, not hours before a concert, soon after I denied the low ball that they was coming at me with. You know what I'm saying? So they did all that, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, cool. I was fire hot, y'all. I ain't lying. Now, I didn't crash out. We thought of a game plan, me and my wife, what we need to do. First of all, we need to go ahead on and get back to Memphis so we could get back to Atlanta, you know. But before we left Nashville, we made a press announcement to let the fans know what was going on, you know what I'm saying? And I'm glad we did that, because the whole time, a lot of stuff was brewing, allegedly, you know what I'm talking about? But it wasn't never a security threat. My thing is, I didn't take the low ball or the money, you know what I'm saying? Maybe the other artists took the low ball, you know. I don't know. This allegedly, they probably did. I don't know, but I didn't take it. And I'm the one that got kicked off the tour after telling me that I was a security threat. That's supposed to be the reason. So after I got kicked off the tour, my lawyer sent them a demand letter to stop using my name, image, and likeness promoting shows, right? Because they still promote me. Appreciate that, Colin. They still promote me. They using my name, image, and likeness after terminate me off the tour. If I'm off the tour, I'm off the tour. Why y'all still promote me on Ticketmaster and all these other platforms? Facebook, Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Why y'all still using my name, image, and likeness? So we sent them paperwork to stop doing that. They didn't never stop. All still to this day, they still promoting me for a show that's in November the 21st. My name is on Ticketmaster. This after I done sent them a demand letter. My lawyer sent them a demand letter. So they just violating after violation. You know what I'm saying? So 30 days passed after the demand letter went to them. They say they want to see if we can work it out. But they waited 30 days. Because I told them, if y'all, this is y'all last chance, man, we can work it out and file a lawsuit. So they act like they wanted to settle it. We went through settlement negotiations back and forth. Felt like they was playing games, you know what I'm saying? Then the last day of that, they try to threaten me they wanted to put me back on the tour with no money. But I can't go into the settlement. Allegedly. But I ain't gonna get into the settlement of what we talked about in the settlement, but just know that I try to work it out and it ain't work out. So the next day we filed the lawsuit. You know what I'm saying? And that's where we at right now. I'm about to read the complaint because a lot of people confused, don't know what's going on, making speculations. You know what I'm saying? First of all, I'm not going to file no lawsuit if I don't know that I'm right. And in this situation, I'm 1,000% right. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. This the complaint, y'all. Plaintiff YNT Empire, LLC YNT, Tab Virginia Turk collectively plaintiff by and through undersigned counsel and hereby filed this complaint and sues defendant Dope Shows Inc., Dope Shows, and Artist by Artist Agency LLC ABA collectively defendants and states as follows. Parties, jurisdiction, and venue. Plaintiff YNT is a Georgia limited liability company with a principal place of business and doing business in the state of Florida. Plaintiff Tab Virgil, blah, blah, blah. We're gonna get past that. We're gonna get to the allegations, y'all. We're gonna skip all that. You don't need to do all that. So the performance contracted date, which was March 14th, y'all, 2025. On March 14, 2025, YNT and Turk entered into a performance contract with Dope Shows for Turk to perform at 10 engagements throughout the country as part of the Cash Money Millionaire 30th Anniversary Tour, which featured the Big Timers, Juvenile, BG, Turk, and the 400 Degrees Band, including but not limited to 2 events to be held in Florida, to wit, one in Jacksonville on August 16, 2025, and one in Broward County on August 17, 2025. The agreement provided for a total of $400,000 to be paid to Turk, with $120,000 to be paid as a deposit due at the signing of the agreement, and the remainder to be paid $30,000 per show after the completion of each event. Y'all follow me, right? $120,000, $400,000 for the whole 10 dates, $120,000 deposit, $30,000 back end. $30,000 back end. ABA was the authorized agent for both Turk and YNT, and in principle, Andrew Ellington negotiated the terms of the agreement on behalf of the plaintiff. ABA received an agent commission of $40,000 pursuant to the agreement. Pursuant to the agreement's payment schedule, all fees payable to the plaintiff were to be paid to ABA and held in escrow until such time as companies and artists have fulfilled their obligation hereunder, and companies and purchaser have mutually determined the final flat fee agreement payment schedule. The agreement also stated purchaser Dope Shows hereby acknowledges that, except as otherwise expressly set forth herein, each and every deposit payment made hereunder is non-refundable. Agreement, additional terms and conditions, deposits, and NIL rights. In exchange for the fees due to the plaintiff, Dope Shows receive limited rights to Turk's name, image, and likeness for the limited purpose of advertising, marketing, and promoting the events, with Dope Shows acknowledging. Okay? So for $400,000, that was 10 shows, $120,000 up front. We only did 2 shows that went successful. So that was Atlanta and Philly. We had 8 more shows to go. Y'all follow me? Further, the agreement expressly stated, under no circumstances may the purchaser change the venue for the date of engagement without agents or company prior written consent. Under 13.2 of the agreement, Dope Shows acknowledged it was responsible for payment of all such sum under the agreement and stated it had sufficient funds to fulfill its payment obligation. Now, when Dope Shows signed this contract, all of this is in the contract. They say that they had sufficient funds, meaning that they could cover that $400,000. The agency said that they was gonna put money in the escrow to make sure that everything is legit between Dope Shows and Turk, right? So escrow meaning when I get to the city and I'm about to do my show before I perform, that 30,000 is on the wire. You know what I'm saying? That's 30,000 less in the escrow from the agency he released to me. Every show you got to release 30,000. You feel me? Dope shows say they had sufficient money to cover $400,000. All right, y'all follow me. So we signed the contract. You know what I'm saying? Section 14 of the agreement required that neither party would be deemed in a breach unless the non-breaching party was served specific written notice of the alleged breach and the breaching party failed to cure such breach within 5 business days following receipt of such written notice. I never received a written notice of this so-called security threat. I just got a straight termination. But in the contract, it says nobody should be in breach without notice, 5 days, and without the non-breaching party to be able to respond. But see, what that would have did, they would have had to go ahead on and pay me my money for these shows. In 5 days, we had 3 back-to-back shows. Cleveland, Chicago, Detroit. After Detroit, they rescheduled New York show again. They've been rescheduling shows since March. And they conflicted with a lot of most stuff that I ain't going to talk about. You know, we'll get to that. But I lost a lot. Not just the money that I'm asking for. There's a lot of damages that I lost. That I'm limited of what I can talk about. But we going to stick to what's in public record right now that y'all could go read and see what's going on. So that's 2 breaches from what I'm saying. If you sign an agreement stating that you have sufficient funds, I'm going to take your word. If you sign an agreement saying none of us could be in breach unless the other is notified within 5 days, I'm going to take your word. I'm agreeing to this too now. I'm agreeing to all this too. So if I would have did it, they was in the right to file a lawsuit on me for breach of contract. See, that go both ways. You know what I'm saying? Agreement with ABA. After the agreement was fully executed, Y&T, Turk, and ABA entered into an agreement between Artist by Artist Agency, LLC, and Y&T Empire. A sub-agreement on March 31st, because I didn't trust the agency. So I got another agreement. I got an agreement for the 10 shows, and I got an escrow agreement for him holding the money for that 10 shows with the agency. This agreement is with the agency. The sub-agreement on March 31st, 2025, by which they agreed ABA would act as escrow agent for Turk Performance pursuant to the agreement and setting forward a schedule by which payment were to be transmitted to Turk and Y&T. The agreement at issue, which lists ABA and Turk's agent and the ABA printed on the top, coupled with the sub-agreement that was contracted between ABA, Y&T, and Turk, require ABA to act in the best interest of Y&T and Turk at all times and uphold its duty of loyalty, duty of care, and fiduciary duty as their agent. In exchange for ABA services, it will be paid a 10% commission of Y&T Turk's performance fees under the agreement. So if I get 400,000, ABA get 40. Because ABA is my agent in making sure that my money is secured. ABA is my agent in making sure that I'm aware of anything that's going on that dealing with this $400,000. ABA, I trust it because we signed the contract as well. I ain't doing nothing without no paperwork. You feel me? Okay, cool. Mr. Penner also said, okay, Now this is the. However, to date, ABA. Hold on. In exchange for ABA services, it will be paid 10% commission to Y&T and Turk's performance fees due under the agreement. However, to date, ABA has received $140,000 from Dope Shows in connection with the agreement, of which it has only transmitted $60,000 to Y&T and Turk, with ABA retaining the remaining funds. Breach of the agreement by Dope Shows. So, out of that 100, he only give me a portion and take 40 off the top. Now, not mind you, how you take 40 off the top talking about your commission when I didn't even get the 400? So he in violation, he in breach. He took his whole commission before we even get the whole 400,000. Our agency never supposed to take money out of your deposit. The deposit is to secure the dates for the shows. So if they got 10 shows, I'm gonna give you 100,000. Nothing supposed to come out there. That's a deposit to lock them dates down. You see what I'm saying? But he took 40 and say, you know what, it gonna be in the escrow. So, all right, cool. Since you saying the escrow, okay, that money ain't being touched. It ain't going in your pocket, allegedly. So, okay, that's how you plan it. I was mad in the mud, though. Because on me and your agreement, it don't say that. But mind you, he not only working as my agency, he also allegedly working with Dope Shows as well. You see what I'm saying? So, it's a conflict of interest to me. But we'll get to that. However, breach of agreement of Dope Shows on July 23rd, 2025, Mr. Stephen Piner, on behalf of Dope Shows, emailed Mr. Andrew Ellington on behalf of ABA proposing a drastic reduction to the deposit schedule online in the agreement. Dope Shows proposed to reduce the deposit due to Y&T and Turk from $120,000 at signing of the agreement to $12,000 per show, with only 75% due for the first 4 shows and 25% due for the next 2, and 0% due for the remaining 4 shows. That's an email that they sent to Imani, my manager, right? Miss Imani, as manager for Turk and representative of Y&T, exchanged emails with Mr. Piner on July 24th, wherein Y&T made clear that changes to the deposit schedule were unacceptable due to its own existing financial obligations. You expect me to take $12,000 when you owe me $90,000, but you want to pay me $12,000, $24,000, $36,000? And you signed the contract saying you got sufficient funds? Okay, so after Imani sent him that, in the email, Mr. Piner admitted that based on the performance of these shows, this is the best we can offer, revealing that Dope Shows were attempting to modify the deposit schedule due to the financial difficulties, thus committing an anticipatory breach. Due to Dope Shows not having enough money to cover Turk and Y&T artist fees in violation of 13.2 of the agreement, which required it to have sufficient funds to fulfill its payment obligation. Purchaser finances, purchaser represents and warrants the purchaser is the responsible party for making all payments to the escrow account maintained by agent here under and sufficient funds, financing and or insurance to honor all the purchaser obligations here under. Mr. Piner also, we approached Andrew Ellington for ABA well over a month ago with this exact plan, indicating that ABA had known about the Dope Shows plan to reduce payments for over a month, but had not informed Y&T or Turk, thus breaching its duty of loyalty, duty of care, and fiduciary duty that is owed to both Y&T and Turk. Exhibit 4, Piner email. On July 25th, 2025 at 1:07, Y&T formally notified Mr. Ellington that Proposed changes were rejected by both YNT and Turk, though they remain open to further discussion. Now, I'm rejecting what y'all offer me, but I'm not being complicated. I'm open for other, you know, negotiations. I could work with you, but I got a team I got to pay too. So you saying that y'all told Andrew, who's the agency, well over a month, but he never let me know nothing so I can make plans. You know what I'm saying? I'm spending money. It costs to travel. It costs to get sprinters. It costs for security. It costs to pay my team. You know what I'm saying? My team, 10,000 a show. You feel me? So when you expecting me to just pull up $2,000, come on, man. Come on, man. But you know, I declined. I rejected. Just a few hours later, at 5:10 p.m., attorney for Dope Shows informed ABA that the agreement was being terminated, citing Turk's public social media dispute with fellow performer BG and alleged associated security concern. So, where was the security concerns before you was trying to get me to take less money? At 1 o'clock when you sent this email and then we responded and we was going back and forth and you was like, that's all you could do. And I'm like, man, I reject that, but I'm open to hear something else. And y'all seem like y'all allegedly got frustrated and say, you know what? We gonna try to pull the same play that the people in Nashville try to pull and say Turk a security threat. In reality, the managers on the phone, and I got phone records of that too, well, everybody was trying to use the fact of me and BG, what's been going on since the Louisiana Fest. We could use that to sell these tickets that so-called not selling. That was brought up in the phone conversation with the managers, and we got those tapes of the conversation because they was transcript, because the managers met every week. So we got all that. Well, Dope Shows had representation on the phone that if they wasn't with that, they could have instantly said they wasn't with that. But y'all was all cool with using that to try to sell the tickets, allegedly. But when I say I reject your offer, now I'm a security threat. What it seemed to me, you didn't have sufficient funds like you signed up and say you did. From your own self, you said due to the fact of these poor selling ticket sales, and I did put receipts out for that earlier when me and my wife first went live, when they first kicked me off the tour. I have to find those receipts, but those are out there too, where we were showing y'all the tickets wasn't selling of these shows. That's another situation that they gonna get into, but you know, I've been transparent, bro. And for them to try to lie on me, I'm a security threat. What a security threat was that before y'all offered me the money? But, however, thus alleged security concerns were simply used as a pretext, as the public dispute between Turk and BG had been ongoing since well before the agreement when executed, and had never caused the previous show to be negatively impacted, nor led to any violent act or safety concerns. Furthermore, this public dispute was known by Dope Shows and ABA well before the alleged security concerns arose, and both parties agreed to use the public dispute as a promotion of the tour in an attempt to increase ticket sales. As further evidence that this security concern was merely pretextual, BG was not terminated from the tour, despite his active participation in the ongoing social media dispute. Upon information and belief, BG accepted the revived payment deposit schedule proposed by Dope Shows, and thus was allowed to remain on the tour. On July 26, 2025, YNT and Turk responded, affirming that Turk remained ready, willing, and able to fulfill all contractual obligations. Nevertheless, to the date, Dope Shows has refused to reinstate Turk to the tour schedule, to pay the agreed amount compensation, nor to allow Turk to cure this alleged breach. Even if Dope Shows had genuine security concerns, which they did not, it was obligated under Section 14 of the agreement to provide Turk with written notice and an opportunity to cure the alleged breach within 5 business days. Dope Shows never provided Turk with a specific written notice of the alleged security concern breach, nor the 5 business days opportunity to cure said breach. That Dope Shows again breached their own contract. Section 14 and 1 of the agreement specifically states, default except as otherwise expressly set forward hereunder. Neither party to this agreement shall be deemed to be a breach of any of its obligation hereunder unless the party not in breach serves specific written notice of such alleged breach upon the party in breach, and the party in breach shall have failed to cure such breach, if any, within 5 business days following receipt of such written notice, but in no event later than 5 p.m. EST on the date that is 3 business days prior to the date of the engagement hereunder. According to the most recent accounting from ABA, Dope Shows owes YNT and Turk $340,000 pursuant to the agreement, $1,000. Upon information and belief, after Dope Shows breached and terminated the agreement, removing Turk from the tour, Dope Shows and ABA continue to use Turk's name and image and likeness for commercial purposes without authorization in an effort to boost overall ticket sales. This unauthorized and unlawful use of Turk's name, image, and likeness was used to help promote multiple tour dates, including but not limited to the Cash Money Millionaires performance at Amerant Bank Arena in Sunrise, Florida on August 17, 2025. On August 3rd, 2025, Turk released his own album, Joseph, on iTunes, which peaked at number 5 on iTunes hip-hop chart. Even as of Monday, September 22nd, 2025, Dope Shows continue to unauthorized and unlawful use Turk name, image, and likeness by promoting Turk as one of the performers at the November 21st, 2025 show. All conditions precedent to this action have been met or waived. Plaintiff have retained the undersigned law firm and previously engaged lawyers who have represented them in action and agreed to pay them a reasonable fee. Plaintiff are either to recover their attorney fees under the terms of the agreement. Count 1, breach of contract. This is the counts of what we are asking the judge, the jurors to consider. Now, if y'all just tuning in, we going over the complaint of the lawsuit that I had to file. Unfortunately, my hand was pushed for me to file it. And everything could have been resolved, bro. Like, we ain't even have to do this. Like, the world ain't have to know the business. I see a lot of people say, man, see that what you get, bro, you talk too much. If I don't talk, I'm going to get fucked. When you don't know business, you're not going to talk and you're going to get fucked. See, I'm 44 years old now, and I realize that you have to talk in this business, man, or you will get fucked. See, when you're a little boy, you're a little girl, and you don't understand the business, you'll shut up because they tell you to shut up. But they could talk, you'll never get no money. This is a lesson for people that's out there who probably not in the business that I'm in, but everything have a contract. You have to sign something for everything that you get involved with when dealing with real money. And we ain't talking no little money. We talking $500,000 plus some damages, possibly a couple mils, $1 million if not. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still being fair. I'm still not asking for this outrageous money. I just want what's owed to me. And whatever the judge and jury feel, that they want to add on, that's cool. Just give me what you owe me, man. I'm still being reasonable. I was still being reasonable in the negotiating, trying to settle it. And even though I can't discuss the settlement, if y'all knew how they played in my face, y'all understand. Man, take care of your business, Turk. Which I don't need approval from nobody to take care of my business, but for the people who don't understand what business is, y'all make yourself look real little boys and little girls when y'all say certain things out y'all mouth and y'all don't understand dealing with big money, man. Some of y'all might be like, man, you should have took that little money, man. Man, $12,000, boy, I would have took that. See, that's the difference from me and you. I'm not a $12,000 dude. My dogs blow that in a week. My kids got high expenses. My wife got expenses. We got bills. I got a team that I got to pay. I got responsibilities. I get held accountable for things that I got outside of trying to do business with outside people. So now I couldn't take what I didn't sign up for. But what I could have did was came to a understanding if they would have came to me with a open mind and, man, look, bro, I know we did this, but not demand or try to put my back against the wall or think my back against the wall and not take anything. Because some people are used to doing business like that and dealing with our color. We gonna back them up and make them have no other choice. And I know you wanna, nah, I got choices, man. This one here got choices, man. This a different one. This ain't the one from back in the days when I didn't have choices. Because I didn't think I was going to get something else to come through. Man, look, I'm going to get me with you or without you. That's why I have a choice. But, you know, we ain't here to talk about that. We're here to talk about this lawsuit that's open right now to the public. And I know some of y'all don't know how to break it down and comprehend. So, you know, I'm going to do it as the best of my ability that I know how from experiencing what's going on. So the breach is one count that we're asking. Dope Shows entered into a valid and enforceable contract on March 14th, performance contract with me for $400,000. I perform all conditions, covenants, and promises required on my part to be performed in accordance with the terms and conditions of the agreement. Turk remained ready, willing, and able to perform at all scheduled engagements as required by the agreement. Dope Shows breached the agreement by unilaterally, I think I say that right, terminating it on July 25th without providing the required 5 business days written notice and opportunity to cure as required. This is in the contract, section 14 and 1. Dope Shows further breached the agreement by failing to have sufficient funds to fulfill the payment obligations as required. Section 13 and 2 of the agreement, as evidenced by Mr. Ponner's admission that based on the performance of these shows, this is the best we can offer. Nah, because if you would have told me that my $400,000 was going to be based on ticket sales, I wouldn't have signed no contract. And y'all know that. I don't think nobody would sign. That's like doing a dough split. Man, I'm so far past dough splits, man. I'm a big dog, man. This a dough split deal. I'll get my money based off if the tickets sell. Nah, we ain't gonna play it like that. I need guarantee money. And that's the purpose of you having an escrow. That's the purpose of you having a contract when you saying you have sufficient funds to cover that $400,000. Let's sign. We secured. At least that's what I thought. But we secured. We just got to get to the business and the judge and the jurors. You know what I'm saying? We just killing time right now. Because one thing for sure, I'm going all the way with it. Unless by the grace of God, somebody have a heart. Because I would hate to go further in this, because what it looked like, another black man tearing another black man business down. And I don't even want to have to do that, because that ain't what I'm trying to do. It's not a smear campaign, but my facts got to be aired out. The media got to know what's going on, because people push false narratives. Go ahead, get it, the keys on the thing. You got that money that you ain't give me yet. And if there's anything else, hold on, here, just take this just to make sure. Yeah, just take all of it, just whatever, because I'm really busy right now. So yeah, false narratives get out, and these days you got to get in front of those false narratives, man, because that can affect my business. Oh man, Turk hard to deal with, man. He this, he that. I don't want him to seem like I'm just filing a lawsuit because I'm ungrateful and I'm gonna file a lawsuit. Nah, I'm filing a lawsuit because I have to. I ain't had no other choice. I would rather you settle out. Man, let's get this over with, man. Look, matter of fact, now I can understand you not having the whole thing. Man, look, work with me here. You owe me this, but let me hear how close you could get. You feel me? I'm willing to negotiate with you, and then it is what it is. But now we go here. When you don't do certain things, we don't know the outcome, but I know it's a lot more. It's a lot more. And it's a lot more. So that's count one. Count two. Count three. Count four. Count five. Count six. Count seven. And then the exhibits. I got the contracts in here. I'm going to read the first page contract. The performance contract, made March 14th, blah, blah, blah. Hot Boy Turk, Y&T Empire, blah, blah, blah. Dope Shows is the purchase. Artist, Hot Boy Turk. Flat fee of $400,000 all in, $400,000, $40,000 per show. $40,000 per show. Mutually agreed dates. Now, this tour was supposed to be over, but have y'all been seeing that dates have been getting rescheduled? We working with the promoters. You constantly rescheduling dates, and it's interfering with other business things that I don't even want to discuss. That it's a whole lot of money that got taken from me because I got this date off the calendar for a specific contract I signed. But then when we get to the date, because the show is not selling, you gonna say we ain't doing it 2-3 days before the show. And we working because everybody working. So I don't want to be the pooper scooper or the party people or the, whatever they call it, because there's a lot of us involved in it. So I don't want to be the one to be like, man, nah, bro, I can't. I'm not open for that date. I'm not open. I'm going along with everybody else. That's how I'm being a team player. You feel me? I'm thinking all us together. So you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna play team ball. I could have been like, nah, I signed up for this. But I'm playing team ball. But don't look like the team was playing ball with me, though. But that's another story, though. It's another story. We ain't going to get into that one. But the world see what's going on. So I missed out on other dates and everything. More money. To be, I don't even want to say how much money, but I know it's over $1 million. Dealing with this tour. And I have that evidence as well. Another tour get messed over because of this tour. And I got evidence that we'll be presenting as well. Because I'm trying to be a team player. But in this game, what's up, son? I was going to get pick and she wants to know where the keys are. They on the that ladder right there by your room. I'm playing team ball, but then when they come down for me, it seemed like everybody turned their head. But it's cool though. You know, everybody got their own self-persevering moments. You feel me? Now it's my self-persevering moment. I'm standing up for me. I'm putting it all out there. This is what it is. I'm playing Turk team. I'm on Turk team. From here on out, I'm on my team. It's a learning experience for anybody out there. You got to take care of you. You got to make sure you right. You got to make sure you good. Because it's like this. It's like you sitting on a charge, right? And you saying, man, I'm about to take mine to trial. But everybody else then copped out. You trying to talk to everybody to see, man, what we gonna do? What we gonna do? But nobody ain't talking. So you like, fuck it. If nobody ain't talking, that means we all must be saying fuck it then. But I'm the only one go to trial. Everybody else copped out. That's the situation. It's like I'm the only one going to trial. Everybody else cop out. But it's self-perseverance. At the end of the day, that's a lesson learned. I ain't mad about nothing. But I'm going to take care of my business going forward on everything. You feel me? So I got all the evidence. I don't even want to go through all the paperwork, y'all. This is an open situation where y'all can go and look at it yourself and read it if y'all want to get more into it. I don't even want to spend hours and hours explaining and reading legal stuff because that shit is boring, y'all. I ain't lying. It's boring. But when you fighting for your life or when you fighting for your rights, it ain't boring. I've been through this before. This is my third, fourth time about my money, man. It's sad that us got to take people to court for their money, dog. You can't take it to the streets no more. Because even when you get on social media and you talk loud, they gonna say it's a threat. They gonna use it against you. So the best thinker got to win. You got to go hire your team and let them fight for your rights so you could party. You know what I'm talking about? So, yeah, that's what Turk did. Turk went lawyered up. See, Turk ain't hit the internet and went crazy like he normally do because that ain't working. That ain't working no more. Nobody respect that no more. You hear me? But it's cool though. I'ma play this game. It ain't no game to me. It's real life. I'ma get on this type of time. I'ma get informed from my lawyer what to do. And this is one thing he informed me that I can do. So I ain't fussing and arguing. I ain't mad at nobody. You feel me? I'm just spitting the facts of what it is and what it ain't. It's business. It's business for you. It's business for y'all. It's business for me. And I don't care who don't like it. You dig? I need every percentage of mine. My wife and kids waiting on it, and the dogs and the turtles and the fish. And my team. So, they say I was a security threat after I declined less money. That's what it seemed like to me. It seemed like it was retaliatory to me, allegedly. But we gonna see what the judge got to say. The court of public opinion got to say. And we just gonna lay it all out for the world to see. You feel me? So, y'all, that's where we at, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, man, I ain't gonna get too deep into it. But shout out to TMZ, man. I appreciate y'all for covering the story first. Letting the world know about my lawsuit to millions and millions of people. I appreciate that. Complex, allhiphop.com. I appreciate y'all, man. All the local bloggers, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all, all my fans, And only thing I want is justice, man. I want my money that I signed up for, no more, no less. You know what I'm saying? If the judge feel like giving me more for damages and, that's cool. But most importantly, I want what I signed up for. That's what I want most importantly. You know what I'm saying? I gave them a chance to fix the situation where I won't even have to get what I signed up for. But when you still don't want to work it out, they forced my hand, y'all. Because I don't think they thought I was going to go forward with it. Because y'all know these days people because I used to think like that. Man, that's some police stuff, man. You filing lawsuits, man. That's a dumb way to think. What you think they got paperwork for? To protect your rights. In a criminal case and a civil case is two different things, buddy. And I done did fed time and state time and stood solid. So, fuck all y'all who don't know better. Because the motherfuckers who are snitches, y'all give them their riches. Yeah, that's another conversation too. See, I'm one of the ones that they really want to be. I just gotta get on the type of time that I supposed to be on so I could eat too. I gotta be smart and not emotionally move. Because at the end of the day, if y'all don't care about people who really are snitches, fuck what you care about me. Fuck what you say about me. I need all my money wired to me, And if we got to get the judge and the jury to do it, bro, this where we at. You feel me? So yeah, I hope y'all got some clarity, man. But if not, like I say, y'all could go to the courts. I don't know how they even look up public information. Some of y'all police people know. Y'all go pull up the receipts and y'all can see for yourself what's going on. Y'all can see all the evidence. And when they respond back, y'all will see what they got. They got 20 days to respond, you know. So we gonna see what their response gonna be. I know what they can't do is call me a liar. You feel me? I know what they can't do is say them receipts that I got ain't real. Cause they real emails from the people. See, I was smart to keep a paper trail because I felt like something wasn't gonna go right because it just ain't feel right from the beginning. And I done been through not looking right and feeling right situations before. So I learned from that. So I'm gonna make sure I keep all receipts. You got to make sure you keep a paper trail of everything. Because if you don't, you don't got nothing to fight for. You don't got no evidence. You're not believable. You're not credible. But when you got from A to Z to Z to A, it's just a matter of time. So maybe God wants somebody to learn something from this situation because I don't think it's me. Because I promise you, I'm all the way right in this situation. God knows I am. I ain't do nothing wrong. Even with me responding in a way that I've been responding, I never intended to threaten nobody or harm nobody in the process of whatever conversation we both were having amongst each other in the public. And even if it was a threat, it was there before we did a contract. And it's documented. Because that was the biggest fear with Live Nation when we signed the contract. In the contract of Live Nation, they said the only way we gonna do this if all the hot boys are there. So it was a stipulation clause in Live Nation, not to bring Live Nation up, but just to bring Live Nation up. Live Nation probably got to get bought up for my argument to show that even a bigger booking agency or touring company knew about the back and forward between Turk and BG. And that's why y'all put it in the contract. Everything that y'all put in contract, y'all put in there, but y'all try to use what the people in Nashville use. And we gonna get to Nashville. That's just one show, so I ain't really focused on that yet. Let me get these 10 shows, and then I'll deal with that. See, I'm coming for everything that's mine. That's rightfully mine. I'm not laying down, bro. I'm fighting for everything that's for me, man. I'm fighting for everything that's for me. I don't care how long it takes. Because guess what? In the end, I'm not going to be the one having to pay. So let God's will be done. How I been doing. So, you know, I ain't tripping. I was a little bit disappointed. And me and my team was like, are they serious? We try to come with all kind of scenarios of why. Wait, do they really got you know, we don't know. But the tour's still going on. Something going on if my name's still being promoted for no. Y'all go to Ticketmaster right now. And my name when we screenshotted all that. So if y'all take it down now, it is in the exhibit already. Matter of fact, it's already in the exhibit. We caught it before y'all took it down. See. I know how to play the game. Yeah, we got all the receipts. And it's all turned in. Here's a receipt where it was still being promoted on the Instagram. Here's a receipt with the booking agent still got me on a backstage pass for that show. Well, I wasn't supposed to be there. Y'all, when y'all got that, like y'all wanted me to move fast, y'all put a move fast too. Man, he sent paperwork. We got to take everything down. Y'all just thought y'all was going to keep on using my name all the way to November 21st of this year. Still selling stuff with my name and image and likeness attached to it, and you ain't supposed to be doing it. Yeah. And Exhibit 8, which is the last exhibit. Dope Shows present Cash Money Millionaire 30th anniversary Friday, November 21st, 2025, 8 p.m. Important event info. Previously scheduled for October 17th. Previously purchased tickets will be honored for the new date. Cash Money Millionaires 30th anniversary featuring Big Timers, Birdman and Manny Fresh, Juvenile, BG, Turk, and the 400 Degrees Band with special guests The Locks, Jada Kiss, Styles P, Sheik Luch, and State Property, Beanie Siegel, Freeway, Young Guns, plus more. UBS Arena, 2400 Hampstead Turnpike, Belmont Park, New York. Turk will not be there in New York. November the 3rd, Turk is not a part of this tour. And all the rest of the dates, I am not a part of the tour. I have a lawsuit going on with a lot of breach moments, and the booking agent owed me money, and the promoters, Dope Shows, owed me $340,000. I am not on this tour. I repeat, I am not on this Cash Money 30th anniversary tour. Even though my name is still being promoted, even though my face is still being promoted on social media and Ticketmaster, it have been sent in to the courts. That's where we at with it. Dope Shows and ABA Agency. I know y'all have seen everything by now. And let God's will be done. Make sure y'all subscribe to my YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying? I will be talking about this situation as things unfold, keeping y'all informed as things unfold. You know, I am not on this tour once again. On this Cash Money 30th anniversary, Turk is not a part of this tour. I've been kicked off the tour by the booking agent and the promoters, Dope Shows. I was kicked off in July with a lie that I was a security threat to BG. I'ma holler at y'all, man. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to my YouTube channel if y'all not subscribed to it. I appreciate everybody, you know, who came out, and hopefully they give y'all a little clarity, man, you know what I'm saying, for what's going on, what's floating around on these social media platforms. Any podcasters would like to sit down and get into what we could get into, let's do it. Reach out to my manager. Y'all can send her a DM if y'all got the information. Y'all can hit the information. And we just gonna keep on working, man. A hotter than ever tour is going on. You know, I'm being in Atlanta tonight. Shout out to South Carolina. Yesterday we was there, and I got some other dates coming up. Yeah, we gonna keep on working, man. You heard me? Y'all stay up, man. We out. Oh, go get that Joseph album, man, the deluxe and Joseph album out on all platforms. And y'all gonna understand, man, Joseph in full effect. You know what I'm saying? Joseph was lied on, betrayed, sold into slavery. You know what I'm saying? Everything that I'm going through right now, that's what Joseph went through. And he came out on top. After he went through everything he went through, he became the king. And the people that was doing him bad had to come back to him. You see what I'm saying? See, sometimes God allow things to happen. You never know why. But just know you're going to come out on top like Joseph did if you stay faithful and you believe. You know what I'm saying? And one thing about me, man, I'm a firm believer in God, in Jesus Christ. You heard me? So with that being said, man, y'all keep God first, man. Family second, everything else gonna fall in place. Joseph.